Hey guys, what's up? Abomination9 here. We're back playing some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Now I don't know if I will actually play Duel Links on the channel. Obviously I'm gonna be opening up packs on the channel from now on, as long as I'm playing it. I don't know how long I'm gonna be playing it, because I didn't really go over this in the last video, but I'm very disappointed at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. Like as a whole, not necessarily this video game, but if this is how the real game works in real life, because I didn't really play the game in real life when I was younger. We kind of just played with our own rules, or I just watched the show and collected cards. That's pretty much how it went down. And obviously the high numbers and whatnot kind of are deterring for, I guess, someone of youth. Seeing big numbers is like, oh, that's scary compared to like Pokemon. But I'm super disappointed because the strategy level on like how easy it is to win, not necessarily going into any kind of complicated mechanics, but just the way the game's set up, it doesn't seem that advanced. It seems like something you would look at like Pokemon. Pokemon seems like it would be way less strategic, but I feel like Pokemon's way more involved in this game. Or way more than Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, which is weird because it kind of seems like Yu-Gi-Oh! Would be more involved than Pokemon, but the kinds of things that you have to know about and pay attention to and etc. in Pokemon, I feel like are more, I don't know, in depth in this game, oddly enough, which I just find it's just annoying, because I always thought like, oh, this was so much more in-depth than Pokemon, and all it really takes, I'm not going to say all it really takes in this game is to win is just a really strong turn 1 monster, but still, I don't know. Anyways, we're going to be opening up more Crimsons. You can disagree with me if you want, because I don't know what I'm talking about. Also, from my experience, I thought, back in the day at least, normal games were held with 40 to 60 cards and 8,000 life points, and I don't think the field was that small. Maybe the field was that small. Yeah, it probably was that small. But I remember 8,000 life points and 40 to 60 cards. But in this video game, it's 20 to 30 cards and 4,000 life points. Now I think maybe the show was only 4,000 life points, but either way, 4,000 life points is not enough, which is what hurts the game. From what I was talking about, the strategy and whatnot, your life points are so small that it's too easy to die, I think. Even though technically in Pokemon you can have a turn 1 loss, still, I feel like that's still more involved than what you have to do to win in this game. Like, if everything goes your way, you win in 2 rounds just because you're, I was about to say Pokemon, just because your monsters are that strong and we're 1 summon or no sacrifice summons. I don't know. We don't have to get into this right now. Let's just go. I'm just disappointed. A single Karibo, so I'm guessing there's nothing special in here. Or not. This card is a normal nothing card. It's 2600 by 1800 and can attack directly if everyone's in defense position on your enemy's team. Yeah, I'm surprised by this because I own this card. I did not know it was rare. I have a bunch of dinosaur cards that I got in a deck specifically that I have this card in. It's first edition too. It's a first edition Black Trino. I'm just flabbergasted that this card is a throwaway. It's a freaking normal. Are you kidding me? Is it actually normal in real life too, back in whatever set it was? Because I'm pretty sure it was a decade when I got this card. That's annoying. Uh-oh. That means whatever's behind this is pretty good. Spiritual Light Art Hijiri. Tribute 1 light monster. Now this character here on the cover is in the Ultimate Rising cards that I was talking about in the last episode. Tribute 1 light monster to target 1 banished monster. Your opponent can reveal 1 trap card from their hand to negate this card effect. Otherwise, you special summon that monster. So I guess if you banished, or if they've banished some hardcore monster, you can easily summon it by throwing away 1 card. And we got our rare. Oh, we just got 2 rares, so it means which I think I wanted this. Tenma Taite. The opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of any monster effect activated by a monster that was normal summoned or set. So he's alright. Costs 1 to do 2400. Defense is a bit lacking though. 1 single Karibo. So I don't know if those even mean anything. Anti-spell. Remove 2 spell counters on your side of the field to negate the activation of a spell card and destroy it. So that's pretty good. Miracle Restoring. Remove 2 spell counters from your side of the field, then target 1 Dark Magician or Buster Blader in your card or in your graveyard. Special summon that target. So that's not bad. Get a Dark Magician back for 2 spell counters. And another Side Station, which is a really good card, which we got last time. Get a Psychic deck going with that. Anti-spell again. Another Black Tyranno. Thank you. We can have ourselves a dinosaur deck with just black Tyrannos in it. Another Side Station. So 3 Side Stations. I don't know how many... Go with 3 Karibo. How many cards you can have. I feel like it said you can only have 3 of certain cards, 1 of other cards. So, I don't know. I'll have to look back into that, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you can only have 3 of certain cards and only 1 card of ultra rares, possibly. Kaba Zauls, again, which, really good card. 4 for 1700 is pretty good, especially if you have something that buffs dinosaurs, which I don't know if there are any fields in this deck, or effect cards that buff dinosaurs. Out of all the sets that are in the 7... Is it 7 or 9 sets that you can buy right now? Gift Exchange. Both players banish 1 card from their decks, face down. And if they do, during the end phase of this turn, both players add their hands the card their opponent banished by this effect. Add to their hands the card their opponent banished by this effect. Now, can you cheat? Pop this card, then use that other card that we talked about earlier that's allowed to pull something out of the banish zone to summon it. So you banish a card from your deck that is a strong monster card, then pop that other card to grab that card out of the banish zone and play it. Can you actually do that? Because that'd be pretty cheap, because then you get a free card from your opponent and your opponent gets nothing. And we got another Vampiric Genius. So that's not bad. I have 2 of these guys, but they mean nothing without Vampiric Lord. Bright Future. Target 2 of your banished Psychic type monsters. Return both those targets to the graveyard and draw 1 card. Another Field Commander Raz. And another Attack the Moon, which is... That's alright. Single Karibo. Counter. They give the activation of a counter trap card and destroy it. So this is like, you play a trap card, your opponent plays a counter trap card, and then you play this counter trap card. Exhausting Spell. Oh, yes! This is specifically one of the cards I wanted to grab out of here. A Blast Magician. Because I wanted a like hardcore spellcaster, spell counter Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck. Or Yugi, Yama-Yugi deck, or whatever. Each time a spell card is activated, place 1 spell counter on this card. When this spell card resolves, when that spell card resolves, you can remove any number of spell counters from this card, then target 1 face-up monster on the field with attack less than or equal to the number of... Less than or equal to, okay? The number of counters removed times 700, destroy that target. The wording's kind of complicated, but this is a really good card. And his defense isn't too bad either, 1700. Especially in Yugi's possession with his first ability that gives spellcasters and fiends 200 bonus attack and defense, so he's a 16-19. So another exchange gifts, I think. Karma Destruction Sword, you have 8 billion of those now. And Chivalry, a new card. Activate only during the battle phase. When the effect of an opponent's effect monster is activated, negate the activation and destroy that card. This is pretty good. triple Karibo. Uh-oh. Freaking Yugi's getting this one. Okay, this is a good card here. Trigun. You can equip this to that card we got earlier. Once per turn during your main phase, you can equip this card to a machine-type monster you control as an equipped card. Or unequip it to special summon this card in face-up attack position. When equipped to a monster by the effect, if the equipped monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, select and special summon one level 4 or lower light machine-type monster from your graveyard. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah. But if you combined Delta Tri, I think it was called, with Trigun, with another spell card, you can kill the entire enemy's field, I think. Mushroom Man number 2. I haven't read this guy because I was like, oh, it's a mushroom, skip. A player controlling this monster loses 300 life points during each of his or her standby phases when this card is face up on the field. Control of this card is shifted to your opponent by paying 500 life points at your own end phase. Okay, so you play him, take 300 hit, take another 500, and then they take 300, and then take 500. So you just keep whittling each other down until you're low. So again, cards like this, in this kind of setting of 4,000 life points, are kind of... they're too hurtful, and they don't really serve the purpose I think they should serve. Like, if you had 8,000 life points, it'd be, okay, I'll play this card. But in a setting of only 4,000, it's too damaging to actually play it, in my opinion. Oh my god, super rare. Buster Blade of the Destruction Swordsmaster. Which is a pretty good card. I think you have to summon this in a particular way. No. He's just a 2 sacrifice, I think. This card name becomes Buster Blader while it is on the field or in the graveyard. If a monster / monsters your opponent controls is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one of those destroyed monsters, equip it to this card. Once per turn, you can send one monster card you control that is equipped to this card to the graveyard. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls with the same type as that monster sent to the graveyard. So it's a complicated description, but it's pretty simple. If something dies, you can equip it to this guy, and whatever type it is, you can kill everything on your enemy's field that is that type by getting rid of it. 3 Karibo. Mega Karibos this time. Oh, Mega Karibos combined with Yugi, like, rainbow effects, anti-spell, Mahunter, here we go, 1417. Okay, so no, pause 13. I said Mahunter was 16. So pause 13,600. She's 14,700. So once per turn, you can normal summon one level 4 light thunder type monster from your hand, except Mahunter, as an additional normal summon. So we got Ma, Pa, and Sis. So we just need Bro, but Bro's a ultra rare. We got super rare Goka, the Pyre of Malice. If you control a fire monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. When you do, target one fire monster you control. Destroy destroy that target during each of your standby phases. Special summon one fireball token, which is a fire type, fire pyro type with the attack of 100, defensive 100. In defensive position, you can tribute one other fire monster. This card gains 500 attack until the end phase. So it's okay. 2,200 for one sacrifice. Also has 1,900 defense, and you can spawn tokens and gain 500 attack for the end until the end phase. So it's okay. Single Karibo, so I guess nothing special this time. Cobra Man Sakuzi. You can flip this card into face down defensive position once per turn during your main phase. When this card is flipped face up, look at all set spell and trap cards on the opponent's side of the field and then return them to their original position. Alright, so he could just look at your opponent's spells and traps. So it's just take a peek. Nothing too crazy. Another Robot Buster, another Ritual. Oh my god, we're not going into this whole thing where I can't say Ritual Ceiling. Those are some words that people can't pronounce, and Ritual is one of them for me, I guess. So our specials from that were Buster Blader and Goka. But we did get some other things. Oh yeah, Black Tyrannos were pretty cool. We got Mahonder. We got another one of these. Oh wait, what was this? Yeah, we got Blast Magician, which is what I wanted. Now for another 10. I don't know if I should buy these, because this is essentially 6 packs for $2, but that seems pretty expensive. I also don't know if you can buy real packs in real life, so you can get cards in the game like you can in Pokemon, because Pokemon you can buy real booster packs in real life and they come with a code that unlocks the same booster pack in the actual online game. So I don't know if Yu-Gi-Oh does the same thing. So another one of those take and give, I think. Karma the Destruction Swordsman, and a Great Angus, which this is a really good card because, again, power creep where it's level 4, so you don't have to sacrifice anything. Put this out. It's 1800 attack. 1800 attack is a lot. 3 Kuribo this time. Exhausting Spell. Paw Hunter, good. We got more stacking on Paw Hunters. Another Buster Blader, good. We need as many of these as possible, depending on how many we can actually have in this game. Uh-oh. We got a Yu-Gi-Oh! BAM! Spellbook Organization. Elephant Statue of Disaster. 1500, and it's a no sacrifice. When this card is sent from your hand to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, inflict 2000 damage to your opponent. Like, opponent's card effect. Which, situational. 2000 is a lot, especially in this low life point economy that this game likes to go with, but still situational. Otherwise really good, I guess. In that situation, not that great otherwise, but 1500 is okay too if you have something that boosts rock's damage. And our special thing was Feast of the Wild level 5. Special summon up to 2 level 5 warrior type monsters from your hand and or graveyard, but their effects are negated. Also for the rest of this turn they cannot attack. Level 5s. That's not too bad, because level 5s can be pretty tough. So you're summoning 2 cards that are 2000 without 2000 damage, without having to sacrifice 2 monsters, because you would have to sacrifice 2 monsters to do that, plus take 2 turns to do that as well. You're doing this in 1 turn without sacrificing anything. It's a good card. Triple Kuribo with a Wink and Mega Kuribo Explosions. Another Robot Buster Destruction Sword, another Attack of the Moon, and the special card was Cards of the Red Stone. Send 1 level 7 Red Eyes monster from your hand to the graveyard, draw 2 cards, then you can send 1 level 7 Red Eyes monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can only activate 1 card of the Red Stone per turn. So you have 2 Red Eyes in your graveyard, and then I guess you can somehow summon them otherwise. With some other cards. There's some crazy comboing nonsense that goes on there, I guess. Yeah, single Kuribo. Another Elephant Statue of Disaster. Another Magnet Force. Emblem of Dragon Disaster. Add 1 Buster Blader from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Great card. Easy pull to getting Buster Blader out. The problem with 5 or 1 star or 1 sacrifice summons is that if you if he even is a 1 sacrifice, he might be 2 sacrifice. Even then, it's even harder. With the how power creep works, if you don't have any cards in your deck that are just super card to kill but don't require any sacrificing, your opponent will just bust through you every single time. And since there isn't no I guess that's another word I can't say. Accumulative damage in this game, you will never be able to bust through that, and it will always bust through you. And there's nothing you can do. Like in Pokemon, if you hit something with a Pokemon, even if it's garbage, you're still doing that damage, and it will stack up eventually. You can keep foddering Pokemon into a beefcake until it dies, but you can't do that in this game. If you're weaker than that monster, you just lose. It's a battle of attrition at that point. It's always going to be a battle of attrition if you have nothing that can outpower creep your opponent. You'd either need tricks or outpower them. The new... oh, we don't have to read this. It's just Woodborg Inpachi with its 1 sacrifice. 500... oh, it's a good defensive. I was about to say 500 attack ain't nothing, but you're sacrificing 1 so you can have 2500 defense. Right, Future and Fear from the Dark, which you've already seen as well. Another elephant statue of disaster. Another black Tyranno. Great! We can have 3 of these bad boys. And another chivalry. This is 20 minutes? A lot of these cards I haven't had to read, and this video is still 20 minutes. Christ. Canyon. Yes, we got another magical plant. Magigrola, which we need this. We also need another freaking... Well, we don't need another. We need that field that builds counters. So you have Magical Marionette, which is a 1 cost 2,000 1,000, which isn't too bad. Each time a spell card is activated, place a spell counter on this card. When that spell card resolves, this card gains 200 attack for each spell counter on it. You can move 2 spell counters from this card, then target 1 monster on the field, destroy that target. So, amazing card for spell counters. Great that I got it, because now more for the spell counter fodder deck, whatever. Oh my god, this one right here is amazing. If you're running a hardcore spell counter deck, though it feels like it would take too long to gain that amount of spell counters, and again, 4,000 life points, and the whole power creep thing, I don't know if you would ever get around to using Megaton Magical Cannon. Because what it does is, if you have 10 spell counters, you can use it to destroy everything on your opponent's side. Everything. Fields, traps, spells, monsters. Like, it just blows it all away. But how long is it going to take you to get 10 spell counters? You most likely will win before you can get 10 spell counters on your field. When each of you only have 4,000 life points. Either you're going to lose, or the opponent's going to lose before you get 10 spell counters. Unless you're just running the perfect scenario of getting spell counters. Counter Cleaner. Pay 500 life points, remove all counters from the field. Yes! Another great counter builder. We're just getting all the good counter cards now. So, she's a free 1700 attack. And each time this card destroys an opponent, she gets a counter on her, and then that gives her an extra 200 damage for each counter she has. So every time she kills, she gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and because she's a spellcaster, Yugi will buff her off the bat. So she's actually 1900 if you're using Yu-Gi-Oh's deck. Or Yu-Gi-Moda, I mean. We got Mega Kuribo Wink here. Okay, much appreciated. I like this guy, he's strong. Final Psychic Ogre. So he's a 1 cost 2200 into 1700. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can pay 800 life points to select 1 psychic type monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Meh. And another Dekoichi the Battle Chanted Locomotive. But though we don't have any other Bokoichis to really combo with him. We only have 1 so far. Oh, that's it. That's all we got. Man. I really want to open more of these, but eh. So we got Feast of the Wild, I guess. We got another Buster Blader, which I appreciate. We got a Buster Blader Summoner. Her, I appreciate that a lot. What else? Tyrannos, much obliged. Marionette, that's a great card. So not too terrible. I don't think it was that great either, unless I've already forgotten what I got in the first set of 10. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. In the next episode, we will be doing the Ultimate Rising. Now, we still need Vampiric Lord and Bro Hunter, which is there only 1 Bro Hunter? That sucks. But we can only have 1 Bro Hunter compared to our Mappa and Sisses. Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman we need. That's probably good too, so I'll just assume that. This Dragon, Red Eyes Wyverns, needed. Probably some of this stuff up there. More Buster Bladers, I'll take those. The Chanter. Those Blast guys, I'll take 5 more of those. If I can even use 5 more. So it's gonna be a while before I can even get all the cards I want out of this. And I'm not gonna get any gems either. Like, this was all from the special Yugi's birthday or whatever stuff, so well, I guess a lot of it I did earn from just grinding in the game for a while, but meh. But yeah, next episode we're going to be opening up 20 Ultimate Rising cards. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Tune into the next episode. Like, subscribe, comment. You'll do. See ya.